Everybody want improve. Since you come, no tears and pain. We don't tire to complain. I see the bad way you've been do. You don't turn Nigeria into two. 97% and 5%. You know, been talk like president. They rule Nigeria with sentiment. And take your office to revenge. Oh yeah, now Oga Buhari, we dey beg you. Let Nigeria no go scatter for your head, yo.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come.
She said, triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our prayer shall be known, both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by our enlightenment. Biafra, shining forever.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Thank you so much for joining me this evening from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live. Share the broadcast that you are joining. It's going to be interesting. I've got just two things to talk about tonight. Then I'm going to open the line at some point, if time permits us, by the way. So, thanks for joining me. Share the broadcast before we get started.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe
Thank you.
àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun.
If you read the caption of the broadcast, that will prepare you into what you are about to listen to, possibly will propel you to also call in and contribute. Share this, like I said.
Ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
I think I should smile more.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀
Feel like-
làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook,
Maiyegun ti dé.
tell them.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who received the notification from YouTube, from Facebook, it's a pleasure having you on again tonight. Now, the caption of the broadcast is about the fraud that is about to hit you if you are living in Nigeria in 2022. I kind of like talking about these things so that people don't always express surprise when this whole thing comes to pass. And sometimes it does help people to also get prepared. You know what I mean? Nigeria will happen to every one of us differently until we all scream and put word to action to say enough. Until then, Nigeria is going to continue to happen to us differently. I hope it will be fair, or you will be prepared. And that is why conversations like this are very important. I shared them, pure, raw, and undiluted, enough for you to be able to picture yourself in the whole scenario and possibly join those who will resist. People are resisting, but the number is not that significant yet. So maybe when you are open up and when you have an access to information that you can easily process without all this grammar, blah, 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 all of these things, right? That actually keeps you poorer, confused, ignorant. Most of it, dead. We have dead men walking in Nigeria. Many people who have, which Nigeria has happened to, destroyed. Some of them unprepared. Nigeria budgeted 17 trillion naira, 17 trillion naira for 2022. If you break it down, you will realize that there is absolute nothing significant for the level of the poverty in that country, including the downtrodden, the majority of the population suffering the most of these greedy criminals' decisions, right? When you check that 17 trillion naira budget, as a layman, as an ordinary man, as they call us, ordinary Nigerians, right? You will realize that there is absolute nothing there for you. The only thing that is there for you is on how they are going to milk the few of you who are still trying to hack a living and then possibly having some little savings. The plan for 2023 is how to strangulate more of you and push you further into poverty. And this is why. Usually when people put a budget together, you consider all things, including what will be the, it's like an investment. Government don't have business in business, right? What government does is that government try to create an enabling environment for businesses, ideas, money to, to grow, so that they, as a tax collector, rent seekers, they can take from whatever you make. But in the case of Nigeria, the greed of the selfish criminals in government has led to many, many businesses shutting down. They don't care. Usually, if America want to write their budget in 2022 now, right, they will factor in businesses that are going to be affected by the coronavirus in 2022. Those affected this year, those jobs lost. Because when people are out of job, government become broke. What does government do when they broke? They go borrowing. And when they go borrowing, their people go sorrowing. That's the case of Nigeria, right? 17 trillion naira budgeted. And let me give you the kind of better breakdown to make you understand this, right? 17 trillion. From that money, Nigeria has no 17 trillion to spend. No. Nigeria has no kobo, no savings to get to 17 trillion. However, they budgeted that. Now, if you break it down in parts, 4.2 trillion of that money is to go into fighting Boko Haram, Fulani terrorists, and every other criminals out there, especially the ones that has now become a big industrial business, terrorism in northern Nigeria. 4.2 trillion will go into that. In your own opinion, and that's how it has been every year. 3.5 trillion, 4 trillion, 3 trillion, 4 trillion. They said they were using the money to pay the soldiers better wages, to get them better equipment. But guys, in the last 60 years, if you check the budget of they call it the defense budget, as the terrorism escalates in Nigeria, so is the budget for the security in Nigeria. So if you have to be honest, in the last 6 years, 4 trillion, 3 trillion, 2 trillion, 4 trillion, 4 trillion, 4.2 trillion. Would you say the investment has yielded any peace in Nigeria? Has it yielded anything? I'll come back to that. 4.2 trillion in your 17 trillion will go into fighting terrorism, paying those fat cows as well. The other one is, since they have always been, kind of borrowing and borrowing, they will need to service the debt, not pay back the loan. No. There is difference between you paying back your loan and you servicing your debt, which means you are paying the interest accrued over time, or the interest expected to be accrued over the time. Now, in Nigeria 2022, they are going to spend almost 5 trillion naira servicing debts. Odelu, Odi 9 trillion from 17 trillion. Remove it. Remove 9 trillion from 17 trillion. How much do you have? 8 trillion. Now, then look further. They need to build 21 bed hospitals inside Aso Rock. That will cost, 14 bed hospital. That will cost them 22 billion naira. It's inside that budget. They need to renovate the National Assembly. The total amount they spent in building the National Assembly by Babangida, according to they say it was 600 million naira. They used to build that National Assembly. But every year they renovate it with 125 billion, 150 billion, 200 billion. Renovating it alone. They are going to renovate it in 2022 budget as well. Right? It's also part of now let me save you all the breath, including how to change the diapers of Buhari, how to change what do you call it, the makeup and the sanitary pad of Aisha and the rest of them, including all the lifestyle they are going to live in that 2022 budget. In your 17 trillion, they have carved out about 4.5 trillion for that alone. How they are going to pay themselves, how they are going to service presidential jets, how Buhari and Oshibajo will travel if they travel abroad, what they need. Do you know that just 2020 to 2021 alone, Buhari and Oshibajo, they spent 34 billion on traveling and food, just 1 year alone. In 2022, they've budgeted for them there too. Then ask yourselves, what happened to the rest of you, the 200 million Nigerians? What happened? You are on your own. Now, whatever is left is just a paltry 4 or so trillion naira. That 4 trillion naira, yeah, is what they now budgeted for hospitals, schools, roads, rails, and every other thing in there for internal construction and the rest. Since they don't have 17 trillion, yeah, what did they do? They went to the National Assembly to take approval and get an approval to borrow 12 trillion. Now, listen to this. The 12 trillion they want to borrow, with the calculation I gave to you, you know that 12 trillion is to pay for their good business on the side, not to fund your development. So what they relied on now is that they can go abroad, yeah, and see if they will see anybody to borrow them money. So they can then attach such loans to some quack debilitating projects, which mostly are white elephant projects. That is the 2022 plan. Then how do they plan to raise the remaining 5 trillion? If they are going to, they need 17 trillion. Yeah? 17 trillion to care for Nigeria in 2022. I've told you who they are going to care for. You've known that now, yeah? Now, they are going to have to borrow 12 trillion. Where do you think they're going to get the remaining 5 trillion? That's how broke, how poor these guys have made Nigeria. Worse than ever. But you feel it more, or you can keep giving them excuses and the rest, right? The 5 trillion, because more people are now jobless. It is not a rocket science. When you have more people working, that means more people will pay tax. That means more money for government. So if you have more businesses folding up, yeah, that means less money for government. Since there will be no money, yeah, they have to strangulate those of you who are still working, those of you who are still trading, those of you who are still saving money. They need to pick from everywhere they can get from. And how do they do it? I called it the pickpocket policies. Before these guys came in, value-added tax in Nigeria, VAT was 3.5% of everything you buy. But since they came in, they increased it. It is now 7.5% of what you buy. Yeah? And they are going to increase it by another 2.5% in 2022. Definitely your VAT will go up to 10% from next year. What does that tell you? Your bottled water will go up. Your, what do you call it? Your tin milk will go up. your everything you pay for quickly, like all those little shoppings, your groceries and all of that, they will all go up by their certain amount of that percentage. So they believe they will squeeze more from you. But purchasing power of the people have been taken away. The naira they are holding has become so valueless. The pile of it you pack, the rubbish it looks. But they don't care. It is a simple economics. I'm not what do you call it? I'm not an economist. But I know that if I have a 500 naira or 500 pounds in my pocket, if I spend 400 from it, I am left with a 100. If I spend the 100, I am left with a 0. There's no economic terminology and whatever nonsense that will make me believe that I still have 500 when I have 0. Yeah? That's the case of Nigeria. If you create jobs, yeah, more people will be working. More people will be paying taxes. But in their case, they have no ability to create jobs to help the economy. On the other hand, the money they are mopping up from the entire system, they are downloading that into sponsoring terrorism, which has been the case. It never ended terrorism. It rather escalated it. So economy in ruin, government is broke, and they are going all out to steal whatever they can steal. These guys have stolen the money of the pensioners. If your parents are pensioners right now, you have no idea of the gloomy future that these criminals have plunged you or plunged them, including your family, into a financial mess that when the whole shit hit the fan, majority of those who are defending them, they will break down. They will break down in tears. And this is going to be like a complete meltdown for the disappointment, a complete fraud. Everywhere they touched, they loot. When they came in, the debt of Nigeria, I've been told, is 8.5 trillion naira. Now, when they take that 12 trillion between January and December 2022, they will push your debt to over 52 trillion naira. And that 52 trillion naira, trust me, will make your naira even more worthless. And they might be telling you, as much as they love to cook figures to defend most of their lies or deceits that some of you buy into most of the time. Oh, we have created e-naira. Some people have subscribed to that. We are raising more money from this. Oh, we are raising bond here and there. It is what you use them for that really counts. But if you are convenient as they are now, as they are so convenient in taking and taking and taking, your own future, who are championing one Nigeria, is what they are gambling away right before your eyes. And the consequences of that is catastrophic for those who have an idea. Let's start with that. They paid them all what they could pay them. They steal whatever they could steal. And they come back to grandstand and tell you, we are doing it in your name, or we are doing it in your interest. But I have just told you what to look out for. In that regard, I'm going to go on to my next important chart. And that has to do with the continued detention of Oluye Sunday Igboho, as well as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will tell you something that I personally think these two men will feel like whenever they come out to come and see what the struggle that they were almost killed for, the struggle that so many other people were not so lucky and they died for, has become the struggle of we chanting one another. It's unfortunate, though. If you look out there today, even though, like us now, in Yoruba land, when it comes to Oluye Sunday Igboho, we know that most of those will probably feel kind of, I told you so, you know, that kind of feeling, like we told you so, are mostly Yorubas. So there's no point in going about to point fingers, you know, you are our enemy, you are this or that. But somehow, we were able to tell ourselves the truth, which is so hard to swallow for some. And what is the truth? The truth about Oluye Sunday Igboho's incarceration in Benin Republic has come to a deadlock, and a deadlock that is not hard to define. Legal means won't push them. Diplomatic means, which take control, seems also not to be able to push them. So people are now devising other means to say, you know what, why can't we try this or that, which most of them I'm going to share with you very soon. But the arrest of Oloye Sunday Igboho was a big blow to the spirit of an average Yoruba man and woman who felt it was the right thing to rise in defense of the vulnerable of our land and our land. That spirit, that motivation slowed down after Oloye Sunday Igboho was arrested. And that did not stop people who became inspired a lot. Most of them who have always been thinking of how can Yorubas pull this off in this quagmire, misarranged or imbalanced contraption called Nigeria. So they saw a chance and they helped. So immediately Oloye Sunday Igboho was stopped in Benin Republic. We were able to manage one thing. And that one thing is that we reduced pointing fingers, because it doesn't help anyone at that point. At that point, yeah, we would do and be glad to have any help just from anywhere, rather than dissipate energy on pointing fingers. You are the one who caused it. You are the one who set him up. You are the one who sold him off. Oh, they paid you money to do this or that. Even though we haven't really succeeded in this type of, arrangement yet, but it helped calm nerves, and people were able to walk behind the scene collaboratively to this point. Before I'll tell you what I'll say next. And the same thing was ongoing with the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. And I remember I told many of you here, I said, even if the devil will give his left eye or his left or right yansh for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out of the detention of these lawless people, we would welcome it. That it is proper at this time to understand that the agenda is, is probably to kill the shepherd, strike the flock, and they will all scatter everywhere. And if we have to tell ourselves the truth, that seems to be working now. They are absent for Oloye Sunday Igboho has been in their custody for for 162 or 163 days. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been with them for more than 170 days as well. Yeah. And it will be so raw. It will be so kind of be a lie, I would say, if anyone should say their absence hasn't affected the spirit of the self-determination campaign in Nigeria. A lot of scandal has happened though. So I said, we will not need to point fingers. It won't help anyone. Whatever you think you have, whatever you think or you probably believe you know, conjectures that people make up in whatever way, the only people who can come out and say, this is what happened. I have an idea to some extent what happened towards the the illegal arrest and detention of Oloye Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. But I don't have much other than what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told his own lawyers. And I said, if you and I decided to choose a different path, that is different from uniting and trying to build bridges. Pointing fingers would destroy whatever gain we've all made in the course of awareness over self-determination, why it should be done, why everybody should be together, and the rest of that. But you see, all those things I said then, they didn't really go into most people's heads. If you go on social media today, it is a terrible case, especially with the IPOB, Facebook, IPOB, here and there. The reason why I decided to say something on this is this. Nnamdi Kanu, who happened to be primarily called the controversial broadcaster, because they said his words are more kind of, what do you call it, dangerous than the guns in the hands of terrorists in Nigeria. That's how dreaded it was seen, especially by the politicians in Nigeria. But somehow, it built a cult followership that for whatever provocation you could see, whatever permutation or any kind of what you call necessary provocation I prefer to use against them, they were never violent. Well, you see, the last the last 6 months, we have seen people who have completely somehow desecrated the same respected virtues that got many people attracted to the struggle of self-determination, especially in these trying times when those who are the arrowheads and the champion of it have been held. Primarily, people said, our objective should be, how do we use all pressure, legal, protest, and what have you, anything that we could put together and mount this pressure until the world attention is called upon what was going on. And we were winning. We were winning. It was a common call. And the conversation then was were mostly about, oh, where are we going to have our next protest? Oh, we're going to meet in London next week. Oh, we're going to meet in Washington next, tomorrow. These were inspiring moves that momentum we thought we're going to build on until these little cracks started pulling in. And we exposed this, and we exposed that, and we exposed those who sold our leader, and we exposed those who collected money. Upon all of the exposures, there's been none of them, if you have paid attention very well, there's been none of them that is charged towards bringing attention of the world towards the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And if you pay attention very well up till now, you found yourselves tearing yourselves apart. I was reading a post on social media just yesterday, and it was about some group of people claiming that Nnamdi Kanu's brother was the one who actually collected money and sold his brother to Nigeria in Kenya so that he can be the leader of IPOB. And people believed that. I remember the last time I spoke about this, some people said, what is your business with IPOB? Just forget about it. And I explained and I said, I am not a newcomer to the struggle of IPOB. I have been one of those primary callers, those outside the block, those they will say, waiting be your business way back 7 years ago. So I watched them go through all the tribulation, the killing, the jailing for over the years. And when I see all that is going on right now, I'm just like, when people sit down somehow to put together whatever they are facing or going through in their private lives, and they project that on you as grown-ups, ask yourselves, how would this then help uniting people, bringing people up all together as one accord and demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? In Yoruba land, our only two problem is that people feel kind of, those who are helping legally behind the scene to get Oloye Sunday Igboho released, they are having clashes of egos. Do you understand? Their own is that we are doing it better, they are not doing it better. They are not doing it right, this and that. That's the kind of things but most of it is about how to get Oloye Sunday Igboho out of that place. And somehow we managed to curb the finger pointing whatsoever, reduce and minimize the damages until we saw what happened between Ilana Odua and we saw what happened with Ninas. But in all of this, my primary concern is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still there in their detention. Oloye Sunday Igboho is still locked up in Benin Republic illegally. No charges, no nothing brought upon him. How can we approach the worldwide sort of awareness, agitation, whatever you want to call it? Mobilize, organize, speak out, do this wherever you can, not where you're going to get shot. That's why I don't encourage a protest in Nigeria anymore. I don't encourage people to say, oh, yeah, now go and, you know what I mean? Until when you actually calls out for a revolution, in a way, where you can get shot. So we have other ways of bringing, we were doing so well. I mean, we were doing so well. I remember when Julie used to be a regular on Maiyegun's diary, Politico. What do we talk about? We talk about the effort of people, how to bring people together, how to see beyond our differences, how to see beyond your ego, how to know that, what do you call it, freedom fighters, they call it, should never be a competition. It should never be personal in any way. It's about do your part, not tear this down, tear that down. But if you go around now, people are now saying they don't even know what to believe anymore. Every day they read on social media, DOS is fighting with this one is fighting with that one. I can't know this is fighting with that one. It's depressing because there are real people whose lives, in a way, are attached to everything going on in that place. No joke. They want to see collaboration that is helpful. They want to see something reliable, something dependable. And I cried out then and I said, the only man who can tell you what really happened in Kenya is Nnamdi Kanu. And the only strength he has is you. And that strength comes from you speaking with one voice. Bury your differences. They don't take anybody anywhere. And if you look at it very well, the winner or the winning party here is Nigeria. Nigeria want to see you never organized. Nigeria want to see all this dream of Yoruba nation, dream of Biafra. They want them to remain dreams. So what is some said that some people are mismanaging money in IPOB. People can make up story and tell you they are mismanaging money, but you need to bring something even better out to prove that. And even at that, how should that, in any way be a precursor to getting Nnamdi Kanu out of DSS detention? How? That's something that I will ask myself, or I've been asking myself. The strength of these people. Somebody also asked me and he said, Maiyegun, have you noticed that apart from the fact that, Ilana Odua, they still give regular press statements, counter responses and all of that. Have you noticed that the conversation around the Yoruba nation, the meetings, the all this and that, they've died down, even the campaign and all of that. Many hundreds of platforms that were opened. They were screaming Yoruba nation from the beginning of 2021. 80% of them have gone. They are not even probably in existence, or they are not talking about Yoruba nation anymore. Those who are still there, that should possibly be still talking about Yoruba nation, they probably have nothing much to say. And it's like there's nothing to ginger them. There's nothing to inspire them. There's nothing to touch. And that blame is on many of us, sincerely. because, yes, the government of Nigeria achieved what they wanted to achieve. For some reason, they did achieve that. And that achievement is that those who are the arrowheads, those who are inspiring you, once they go out of circulation, that will cut the whole process by half. Do you know what is cutting the rest of the half? Your division, your attacks, your infighting. I will expose you. I will expose this. I will expose that. I am that. Some are even saying they are now you do, and the confusion is so much that I was reading a thread where Biafrans are no longer saying, "Oh, you are DSS." No, now they know that this is real. This is real. Whatever is happening, it's not good. This is not good at all. When something happens once, twice, you may think, well, maybe it's just a flash, maybe it's just a reaction. When it becomes a constant that people are now building on it, people are saying, no, this is not good. No, this is not good. This is bad. And I'm saying it to you as well that it is bad. You will need to build. That was what Nnamdi Kanu was doing before he was kidnapped. Some things that some of us know, some of you know, especially after the attempt on his life in September 2017. And then he just, disappeared off the radar for almost 2 years. And then he resurfaced again. People in the know said Nnamdi Kanu has his own reliable contact all over the Africa. And you can't be a freedom fighter and not have all your contacts, people who can always get you out of a danger whenever it comes your way. But should you come on social media and brag about that all the time? And if one of those movements get caught up or discovered by those who are looking for you, and eventually they caught up with you, only you can tell what really happened. And I told people, I said, if we have any energy we have to spare now, if we have anything at all to really do to help, it should be how to keep the flock together. Tell them things that can help. What can they do? What can we do? What should we do? How do we go about this? These are the reasonable questions that people who found themselves as presenters on social media or even on radio or wherever you, these are the questions that you should be researching in a way. How do we mount this up? How do we put this up? We have a what do you call it? We have the generic audience, so to say, which simply means that if you want them to believe in because they believe in a cause, so if you want them to take a stand on this particular issue all over the world, it can be coordinated, build alliances. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, because it's going to come out, do you get that now? It will be released. However, when it comes out, and it meets a united, strong home base, not the ones that has called themselves Sabo this, Sabo that. So you be Mumu, you be this and that. I read all this and it breaks hearts in a way. Biafrans used to call those who are not Biafrans, who come there to try to mock them, before, right, on social media, if somebody says something about Biafra, the Biafrans will go there, they will share that person up, give that person back in. Yeah, well done, all Biafra and all of that. So if you now go there as a non-Biafran, and you go in there to say, shut up your mouth, this and that, the Biafrans will come for you all together. They would, this was, this is people, that they were. But the last 7 months, I have seen Biafrans tearing themselves apart. People say on social media, guys, it's beyond social media. I have friends here in Glasgow. They told me what this kind of division has done to them, their own group in Glasgow. And these are people who are like responsible men, responsible women, people who have their lives, but they are so passionate about Biafra. How did they get interested? Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu spoke. When he speaks to every Biafran all over the world. These are the part of people who listen, right? But this issue of Nnamdi Kanu got betrayed, and you begin to mention names of people that you can't really substantiate, and grown-up people believe that. So it's beyond social media, and I wonder what is it going to be like when Nnamdi Kanu finally comes out and he says, this is what happened. He's already said that, but as we speak, all these agents of confusion, that's what I call them. Okay, if you are within the IPOB, if you are within the Biafran struggle, and all your efforts has always been, oh, these ones are enemies. You're pointing fingers, and this goes vice versa. Don't think I'm speaking for one side, though, because I'm talking about all of you. Because many of you have already taken side in this case. Some of you are with the autopilot. There are those they call autopiloters. Edu, there are those they call Edu. So autopiloters and Edu, those ones are pals. And there are those they call the DOS. They have other name they call them. You get what I mean now? So those ones, the two of them, when they come across each other, they are accusing each other of the same thing. You sold our leader. This one say, you sold our leader. That's how they sold our leader. No, they gave this one money, sold our leader. That's what they do as we speak. You get it? It's so disappointing. So don't think I'm speaking for yourself. Yeah, Maiyegun is talking about, no, I'm talking about all of you. It's so disappointing. None of that in the last 6 months. You know what that did in the last 6 months? It reduces, what I mean, it reduced the kind of enthusiasm in people, the optimism in people. People thought if we mount the pressure worldwide, hand in hand, Oduduans, the Biafrans, all over the world, hand in hand, we can get the world attention. And indeed, I won't forget it. When this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was taken to Nigeria, you know what he said? Yeah, I mean, you know what happened? Even when UK wanted to be playing corner, London was always busy protesting. Last, UK had to make a position. UK had to send in their representative. Even if they don't want to do it, they had to do it. This pressure died down. When this infighting started, people started suspecting themselves. And you see all this suspicion, right? They come from people who probably just, they are bored. They are looking for what to talk about. What should I talk about? I know that person who sold our leader. Oh yeah, where's my phone? Let me turn on my camera. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have discovered people who sold our leader from his or her house somewhere in across the Atlantic. Somebody who read the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu like everyone else on social media. Now, suddenly, I've done my research. Oh yeah, give us the evidence of your research. Don't ask me for evidence. You are a DSS official for asking me for evidence. You are a Sabo. You are enemy. You are enemy of our leader for asking me for evidence. Like, come on. You can't be that dumb, are you? And the whole thing has now somehow, now it's now hard for people who used to work together and say, oh, Biafra, now they are now suspecting themselves. You may not know the damages. People like us know the damages. And we say, enough. Enough. I'm talking to some of you who are adults who get to be those who are doing all those comments. I know some of you, the whole world is in chaos right now. Depression everywhere, lockdown here and there. People, and you know what I mean? Some of you, this is how you manage your depression, by projecting your fear, by projecting your mental problem on the rest of the people and repeat. Well, you know, once you repeat something, they will become true to you. You know what I mean? That's how it is. You keep repeating it, then you begin to believe it yourself. How could you, grown-up men and women, supposed responsible men and women, be comfortable with all of this? Now you sell our leader. The same thing they said to themselves. You sold our leader. You sold that. My friend, shut up. You don't know what you are talking about. Meanwhile, they both don't know what they are talking about. Now, people can't say, hey, Emeka, hey, Uzo, hey, Deola, hey, Kemi, are you coming for the protest in London tomorrow for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's and Oloye Sunday Igboho? You begin to, I don't want to go, John. Let the DOS go and do it. The DOS should go and do the protest. All these people that are criminals, all of them that are just stealing money because somebody told you that. They sold our leader. That's why our leader is still in DSS detention. Are you not reading the news? They told us not to sit at home again for a bunch of, you know. I'm like, come on. We have been doing that now for the past 4 months. It hasn't changed anything. It hasn't. But you remember when we were all doing this, organized our protests, people were so determined, raising petitions and all of that. Even Buhari had to say, you, these Igbo leaders that came to see me because of Nnamdi Kanu, you are putting me in a very, very precarious situation. Well, we consider your request. Do you think it wasn't because of all your pressures here and there? Sit at home, this and that. You can disagree, I've told you. Disagree. You are not dumb. Disagree, but don't tear yourselves down. But somebody says, shut up your mouth, Maiyegun, you don't know what you are talking about. I know. I may not know what I'm talking about. But trust me, on this, yeah, if you reason them well, even you will know what they talk about. Apart from attacking yourselves, apart from tearing yourselves down, apart from threatening yourselves, calling yourselves different names, what else do you do to get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place? Nothing. And I mean that, nothing you do. Now, that's not helping. The energy you are putting into that is going to cut down the efforts of those who are actually doing something. If you value the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let us prepare for 2022. We need ourselves. We need to trust ourselves. We need to know that in this kind of struggle, right, there will be sacrifices. And all these sacrifices should be worth it if we are all bonded, all still together. You can't achieve anything if you think you are smart by destroying your brothers and sisters. What will be your end result? Nnamdi Kanu brothers sold him. Sunday Igboho was sold by all those rubbish. They are thought of lazy minds. In my own opinion, no, trust me, they are the thoughts, thinkings of the lazy people, lazy minds. People who are too lazy to think outside the box. What can I do? How can I contribute to this absence? I can't fill in this gap. But how can I get many of us to do something to keep this struggle going? At least reduce the impact of their absence. That should be something of anyone who really cares for either Igboho or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You get what I mean now? So, and I hope, again, today, the message will really touch you. Maybe before you type that next comment, abusing your brothers, your fellow Biafrans, accusing them of God knows what they have put in your head. Yeah? Whatever it is. Maybe you should think, just think again. I just watched Maiyegun's diary video. Maiyegun said, every time I comment and accuse my brother of a crime I actually have no clue, but somebody said they are criminals. And I trust that person that said they are criminal, even though it didn't give me any proof other than just foolish assumptions and the rest of that. Before I put this comment, let me just leave them. Pass it. When you begin to reduce that participation in amplifying that kind of division, right? Maybe we can pretty much use 2022 very well into mounting pressure internationally. That's what we've got. Mounting pressure. Make it impossible. Make it uneasy for the criminality of the Nigerian government to go on unchallenged. They're going to face a lot of challenges in 2022. Buhari's government, the politicians, and the rest of them. But why can't we just dedicate our own time into quadruple or quintuple that pressure by making an international pressure on them? Don't make it a beautiful year for them. They are not going to make it a beautiful year for Nigerians anyway. But you can't do that divided. I am appealing to some of you who have platforms who do talk to people. Do your best and make sure, indeed, that your energy, your time, everything you want to contribute, wherever you want to contribute to to this kind of a struggle, let it be about giving people a a sense of direction. When I say a sense of direction, let people know what they do. What can we do? That's the question people ask. What can we do? What should we do, Maiyegun? If you ask me, I'm not going to ask you to pick up guns. I'm not going to ask you to pick up what do you call it, bombs. I'm going to ask you to what? To organize, to mobilize, and to resist. You know what that means? It simply means put pressure out there, protest as you can, where it is safe to do so. The world sees you, and somehow it does work. That way, you put these heroes on the world map. Let the world know what Nigeria is doing to them. That contribution is priceless. It is something that when you do it, you are doing it for yourself, because indeed, it could be anybody. It could be me, it could be you, it could be anybody. In that regard, you are doing it for yourself, doing it for them, and that is a priceless contribution you can make. The other part is just voluntary. Oh, we need to raise money for this. Oh, we need to raise money for that. Those are voluntary. That's like you going extra mile into saying, I'm going to do more than walking out there to tell the world what Nigeria is doing to these people and my people. I'm also going to support those who are going to stand up back there, whatever it is, and the legal fee or whatever they are going to need. I'm going to, you know what I mean? People contribute differently. Those who are going to do that may not be those who are going to be on the street. Those who are going to put together the legal defense, they may not be those you are going to see on TV. But what struggle like this means is that you should always know that you have a part to play. And that part you have to play, once you do yours, everyone does his or ours, yeah? There's going to be an end result. The end result is you get what you want. But before you get there, the obstacles, the bumps, the roadblocks, the lacunas, and every other thing that could probably be your stumbling block on the way. These are the challenges. Once you pass them, united, in oneness, right? There's nothing you can face. And I don't know why people should dissipate much energy into tearing themselves apart. And I ask myself, to prove what? And to replace it with what? If you have nothing to replace it with, why should you destroy it? Or you just don't care? And when people say, I don't care, those are the people you should be careful of. When people talk and say, when you're talking about a struggle that has claimed lives, what people are asking for is a referendum. They are not interested in the current arrangement in Nigeria. They have the number. They said they have the number. Nigeria said, no, they don't. It's we have the number to challenge it and say, we want a referendum. If you don't believe us, give it to us. No guns, no nothing. Just let us decide. Check it. Try us. Nnamdi Kanu said, if the Biafran says, if they vote no to referendum, if they vote no for Biafra, it's going to drop it, stop everything about the Biafra, and it's going to disappear. He said it. No war. Do you get what I mean? So we need to have that at the back of our minds wherever we do. Give people sense of direction. Sense of direction is when they say, where do we go from here? Some are doing it, and we give them credit for that. So far, so good. But to those of you who are still enjoying the media attention of your of your chicanery and whatever, right? All these things are timed. I have seen many people who have attempted things like this, right? Catching or try to take advantage of a situation only for them to just disappear at the end of the day. It is tragic. And I hope somehow today's preaching gets to you and you make an amendment. Be the change you want to see. When I say be the change, especially when you think those who have done you wrong, they have indeed done so much wrong. But don't be like them by tearing yourselves apart, making enmity out of your own fellow victims. That doesn't sound smart, in my own opinion. So I'm going to go make a tea. When I get back, I'm going to start taking calls. So if you have one or two things you want to add, I have used my own time. It is your turn. Until then, bear with me. I will be back. I love it too. Somebody said he loves the song. I love it too. I love the song too. So anyway, thank you so much for being there. Now I'm going to open the line. This is where we're going to have it kind of interactive convo now. So you know the drill. Dial that number on your screen. It is WhatsApp call only, by the way. Okay, please don't dial it directly. You would never get through. Hello. Hello.
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. It's Gabriel Agbotaya once again calling from London.
Gabby from London, my brother, sir. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. And you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. So you're live.
All right. First of all, I will always say thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I want to use this opportunity to reach out to everyone. Whether your own opinion on getting out of this quagmire that we find ourselves called Nigeria, is Biafra, whether it's Ududua, whether it's revolution now, whatever you believe in, there is something we all share in common. We all have one enemy. Like I've always said, there was a protest we had in London. I told people, look, to me, we only have two tribes in Nigeria. The tribe of the oppressor and the tribe of the oppressed. So the earlier the oppressed people realize it, doesn't matter what ethnicity, what religious conviction you have, the earlier we realize it, the better it will be for us. Because when these people are doing what they are doing, that's the oppressors.
Yeah.
They have no tribe among them. They have Igbos among them. They have Yorubas among them. They have Hausa. They have Fulani. They have Edo. They have Ijaw. They all combine together to do what they're doing. You can see what Obasanjo is doing, running around now, campaigning one Nigeria, one Nigeria.
That's right.
Yes, one Nigeria is good, but not one Nigeria with this kind of system.
Arrangement.
Because, yes, with this arrangement, it's not working for anyone. It worked for them because they commit genocide in order to keep it together. So anything that would disintegrate it, people like that will always stand against it. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that let all of us come together. Let all of us come together, work together, make a demand. If not any other thing, at least let's make a demand for change of constitution that we include a referendum. So after that, people can come up, they can have a referendum if they want to. If they still want to be part of the union, fine. If not, have a referendum, then everybody go their separate way with peace and in respect.
That's right.
So that's my own opinion. That's what I always tell everybody.
Thank you, Gabby.
So thank you.
It's a brilliant one. Everybody knows that this current one is not working, and people will actually do anything. I mean, they will do with anything else but this one. That's what the owners of Nigeria don't want. They want this one, not anything else.
No.
So
they will not come against Obasanjo is what he is today because of the Nigeria we have today.
He said
all of them are relevant because of the Nigeria we have today.
That's right.
If such Nigeria is taken away from them, I don't think their relevance
they'll probably will not be as relevant as they are now. You are right. Thanks so much, Gabriel. Yeah, that's a very good one, by the way, because when something is not working, you can tell the disjointed arrangement called Nigeria. We've spoken about that million times on Maiyegun's diary, Politico, right? And what people said is that, you know what? If these people care for Nigeria so much and they care for Nigerians, there are many things that are needed to be rearranged. One of them is that let everybody go back to what they agreed to when Nigeria was to be formed as an independent country. And doing so will simply means everybody will have to go back to his own affairs. People will now just have to make a patrick contribution to the center. Whatever they are doing at the center, you make a contribution there and give them something, not the center giving to the component body. Now that gave us a sense of belonging, sense of originality. You get to know who you are and what you are fighting for until Nigeria happened and we are all confused. Hello.
Maiyegun Baba.
Yes, sir.
I greet you.
I greet you too. Your name, sir?
Sunana Ahmed.
You see, that's another one. I hope this whole trick will end this year, Ahmed. Because sometimes I get to understand how you come on, then sometimes I don't, like now.
Yeah,
Yaya Day.
I'm invisible.
Yeah. What should I say? Is it Yaya Day? Then you say
Yaya kake kwana biyu. Yaya kake
Yaya
means how are
Aiki.
you
No,
doing?
Yaya Aiki.
Yaya aiki, how is work?
Okay.
Aiki lafiya kalau. Yaya naka aikin. I say, how is work? Yeah, in Auni, it's night already, so in Auni.
In Auni.
Yeah, in Auni. Then I would say Lafia Kalau.
Lafia Kalau. I remember that
Yeah,
too.
Mataya Yaranka. Yeah, Mataya Yaranka. How is my wife and the kids?
Lafia Cow.
So, mashallah.
Mandala. God bless you. Now, Ahmed, you have been listening to me all this while. You're going to be crucial tonight as well. All right. Go on.
Actually, I just came on the program.
Oh, did you?
I'm at work. So I just came on the program, made the call, and I don't know.
Okay.
I could hear when
so what would you like to add then?
To the Biafrans and everything there. And I just called to put my own part and
please,
at least if the Biafrans are listening, all these things that's happening, we are all in together. So the most thing we need is to come together. It doesn't matter who is Sabo or who is not Sabo. I used to listen when I watch someone Ekpa and stuff. I see comments. I don't like it. And I've even been on some Ekpa's program one certain time like that. When he brought me on and, I spoke. I was watching the comment. I was just laughing, like, look at you, say, Samuel Ekpa, be careful, this guy, it seems like he shouldn't be, it seems this guy is Sabo and stuff. I just kept laughing.
Everybody is Sabo, exactly. I mean,
Yeah, probably DSS. You don't know me. I came on and, but when I spoke my mind, I said what I have to say. Everybody was impressed, like, oh, okay. You don't do that. You don't know someone. So if I come on your program and I say you don't know me, you don't know if I'm lying, you don't know if I'm saying it, you don't even know me. So but what I say at that moment will tell what maybe a little bit about this person, but you can't tell who is that person. You understand? You can only judge by what he said at that moment, but you don't really know who that person is for real. So, you don't know everybody, and for you to just start judging someone doesn't make any sense, which you don't even have no facts, you don't have any, so it's wrong. And this is exactly what the criminals are holding on to want. They want you to be confused. When you are confused, they're happy about that because they know that your confusion, that is the only thing that will keep holding you back. And that is what they love the most. But the moment they see that unity coming, they understand that if that unity should stand, they are dead. They are dead. And that is where people need to make example like NSAS, all the movement. You see that when that unity begins to come together, they will be scared. But people fail to grab that point that these people don't want to see us unite. So why can't we just forget about whatever is between us or whatever?
Most of what people really waste their energy on, they spend hours on social media talking about, right? They are just like assumptions, presumptions, and they are so passionate about it, right? And they have a lot of audience who take them to heart, what they said. And these are baseless stuffs that cannot be, I mean.
It doesn't make any sense, And you see, I used to have a discussion, like I told you, we used to have this discussion, this outside group and stuff that we had. So we was talking, we was having discussion, and ever since this secure note stuff they started, there's a program we used to go on, we talk. So when I go on there, mine used to be different. Like I used to tell them, what I will say here, you will not like it. Because most of you here that are still saying secure not, I can see some of you still have the picture of maybe El Rufai, the picture of maybe one governor, you are there on your profile or whatever, you are hailing him. Meanwhile, he's the problem that you are still hailing. Those are the problems you have, but you still hail them and you are still looking for solutions. And I tell them, I say, see, let me tell you, until we begin to understand the true people we are, before you can find a solution, There is no way with the kind of arrangement that is in Nigeria and you think you are finding solutions.
No.
Meanwhile, you are there. You are still seeing that Nigeria as your own country. Meanwhile, the people that are saying we don't want Nigeria, you are seeing them as the enemy of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the real enemy are the people that are destroying you, are telling you that these ones that don't want Nigeria. Have you sat down on one day and see what is that Nigeria? As in, when you say you are in Nigeria, why are you in Nigeria, number one? What has that Nigerian given you? Nothing. Because, okay, you are abroad now shouting Nigeria, you are in Nigeria, why don't you go back to that Nigeria? Go and live in that Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria, go and live in Nigeria. Since you are in Nigeria, you love Nigeria, go back and live in that Nigeria.
No, those are the ones who love Nigeria from abroad. And I don't like that. It's hypocritical. Like, it's just like hypocrisy. Let's put it that way. Like, you can't pretend to love something that you will never, ever experience again. You don't want to.
Yeah. And someone was saying, every time you just come on your Facebook, you are criticizing, come back and come and change. I said, if I come back, what will change? Nothing will change. Are you mad? You want offer me the Dabi Moshe Dabi? How do you Yoruba say that your own children don't? We that we grew up together. If say Baye Temisheri like ye Sheri missing, compare. So ko understand pay one Baye je. And so for me, play for a experience. You people should come as much as you can come. Come down here, come and experience.
When I want to come, should come and see.
Probably you will even be more angered. You will even be more pissed off, more than what I am experiencing right now.
Even trying to manage. Ahmed, God bless you.
I was talking and they were saying no. That they were now trying to divert from the issue. That's not what we are talking, as Islam. I say, come, keep Islam aside. All of us here are Muslim. Drop Islam aside. I'm not talking about Islam. Define who you are first. Forget about Islam. And the one was saying, no, Cassandra, you are, if this life, if you don't have Islam, I say, forget about, that is the same Islam they are using to destroy you, and you are there still talking about what Islam are you talking about? Are we not all Muslims in this group that we are talking? You just shut up and let's do what we have to. Stop listening to these people. I was pissed off, man.
Thank you so much for calling in, and then we hope people will listen. This is so vital that people need to understand that we need ourselves. And I keep saying it, and I can't emphasize it enough. But I will not stop saying it until we united.
That unity
is so important. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Let me take another call, Baba. So that's Ahmed who came on the show.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you turn off the broadcast so that we can talk on the phone?
Hello.
Yeah.
So important. Thank you so much, Ahmed.
Can you turn off the broadcast? Yeah. Please, if you want to call in, turn off your broadcast and listen to your phone. All right. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. What's up?
How are you doing, man? What's up?
Are you on the program?
Live.
You are live?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So your name and where you're calling from, if I may ask?
I'm calling from United States of America. My name is Latif Kasim.
Latif. L-A-T. I remember somebody who had that. So how you doing, Baba? You're live.
I'm okay, man.
Good.
What I want us to look at is to necessary working. Gbogbo wa kọ́ la lè jà. Àwọn tí à ń bá dìlì wọ́n ń ṣe tí wọ́n máa fún wa ní òmìnira wa lẹ́rọ̀. We have to fight for what we need. I keep saying it. We have to believe that we have to gain this freedom by any means necessary. Gbogbo ọ̀nà tó bá gbà ló yẹ ká fún, because àwọn èèyàn yìí gbogbo ọ̀nà tó bá gbà náà fẹ́ fi dè wá mọ́lẹ̀.
That's right.
So we have to fight them. We have to stand up against them. Èkìní sọ̀rọ̀ pé a máa ro pé referendum àbóyìnbó kan máa rescue wa. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa rescue wa. Àwa la máa rescue ara wa. Àwọn tó gbogbo àríbá kan náà, àwọn kan nágbára láàrin wa. Àwọn tó nágbára yẹn ló yẹ kán dìde. Àwa tá nágbára tá máa bá wọn pariwo bí tó ń sọ yìí. Àwọn náà wà láàrin wa. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ wà tán náwó tán máa gbélẹ̀ fáwọn tí ò nágbára. Gbogbo everything is gonna work together. In as much that bá ti believe pé We want this liberation in our lifetime. Ó yẹ kí a gbà kí àwọn ẹni burúkú yìí kan lọ láì lójú ayé wa láì ṣe kí wọ́n jìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Tó lọ́ọ́ bá ẹ̀tẹ̀ wa jẹ́, wọ́n dẹ̀ fìyà jẹ ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn. Èmi tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ yìí, láti kékeré mi, I'm now 62 years old. Láti kékeré mi ní tí mo pé ìlú yẹn ń ṣèlú tí máa ti ṣoríire. Àtìní láyé wọn lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ṣe Indoji tó ṣe yẹn ní tí wọ́n pé ìlú yìí wọ́n tẹ́ nìkan kan sí dáadáa. Torí after tó ṣe Indoji yẹn táwọn aláìgbọ́n tán ọmọ kan tọ́rọ̀ bó fáwọn lówó ni. Inflation ti kó wa. Inflation 500%. Táwọn èèyàn ń tààrà ní tọrọ tẹ́lẹ̀ ó di 2 naira. Àti pé ẹni tí wọ́n pè ìlú yẹn ibi tá à ń kọrí sí kì í ṣe ibi tó dáa. Gbogbo olórí tó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti orí òun yẹn tó fi débi tó wà ń sìn kò sí tó wá èrè fún ìlú yẹn àkó ara wọn náà ń jà fún. So we just have to stand up and say the truth. A lè máa fẹ́nu sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Àwọn tó bá nágbára láàrin wa kán dìde kán ṣe ohun tó yẹ kán ṣe gbogbo wa la máa ṣe ohun tó yẹ ká ṣe. Yeah. Àwọn tó máa gbogbo àwọn tó fẹ́ jà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣe kínní kan àwọn kọ́ lọ́yìn máa rúndùn wa àwọn olórí ìwà níbi kan tó lọ́n fi wọn pamọ́ sí báyìí. Bọ̀tọ́ ní kálukú ò bá gbé ẹsẹ̀ tó yẹ kó gbé nílé débi tá à ń lọ.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We need to stand up. We need to fight these people. We need to destroy them because one balẹ̀ ayé wa jẹ́ ni.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. We have to do something. Sir. God bless you. You have a good
right. Take care.
And you too,
okay,
sir.
Bye.
Sir. Can you nice one?
And keep up the good work. Whatever you are doing is very good, man. Just keep it up. Àwọn kan wà láàrin wa tó nágbára tán lè bá àwọn pípín yẹn jà. There are so many millions of Sunday Igboho láàrin wa. The only people wọ́n ṣe ní káwọn Sunday Igboho yẹn kọ́ dìde. Kò yẹ gbogbo akọ́lá nágbára but àwọn tó nágbára yẹn they need to use it. Tó tán bá lò kò wúlò.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
You need to use it.
You have to.
Ó lè máa rí ibi tó ti máa benefit ẹ̀ sìn, but tó máa benefit ẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ iwájú. Àwọn èèyàn kan tí wọ́n ní ọ̀gbìn àwọn kan ní lọ́wọ́. But ẹni tẹ́ bá lágbára ní ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ̀ bí plan go through yóò dáa. Ẹ dìde kẹjà fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ má máa wò báyìí. Ẹ dìde kẹjà ibi tá a ti mọ akọni èèyàn yẹn.
Bless you. Thank you so much, sir.
In our lifetime.
Ami. God bless you, sir.
Okay.
So let me take another one.
Maiyegun Janewa, Naibi number one.
Hello, Maiyegun today. Thank you. How are you, sir?
Yes, so I'm very fine, sir. Merry Christmas, Maiyegun, and Happy New Year in advance.
And you too, and compliment of the whole season to you. Your name, by the way, for the sake of our listeners.
My name is Lucky, and I'm calling from Ontario, Canada.
Lucky from Ontario. I've not heard from my Canadian friends in a while, so it's good to hear from you, Lucky.
Yeah, Baba, I do. I just want I did not have to say thank you for your effort and everything for trying to bring us all together. You understand? Sure. Because these people will they fight with, so their power there for disunity. They know that their power is in making Nigeria divided. But if we can all come together and have one voice, I'm telling you, these guys will run away. Like I do say, I do tell people that yes, me I love Biafra, I love Otutua. But you know, for now we have one enemy, which is the people, the government of Nigeria. Like I said, you want Oduduwa, you want Biafra, but our Obas, our Igwes, they are still collecting money from the government. They are on the payroll. They will not allow that. But once they see that we are serious and we come together, they will not be able to defeat all of us. Right. You understand? Like Nigeria is in a deplorable state right now. I won't lie to you. There's nothing working. You get it? There's nothing working.
Lucky,
and the only solution is
somebody told me, somebody said, if to say Nigerians are to really be smart, or they want to prove that they are smart, there is no other time. The revolution will chase out all of these criminals. There's no better time than now. That Nigeria is vulnerable. Than now. Nigeria is broke.
Yes.
Nigeria is so porous that terrorists are making a hell out of the Nigerian military. There's no other time for revolution of the people to suppress and take over and take their life back. But
Baba, this is the time. This is the time that we need that one voice. You understand? I was in China in 2013. Can you believe it? I went there with my own hard-earned money to do my masters. But when I got there, I see the children of these northerners on scholarship. These guys cannot put 1 and 2 together. You understand? But they are there. I will say, okay, let me just go and buy one bread or tima jealous or tima jelale. But you see this guy coming out with groceries, bags. You understand? I was so shocked. I was like, wow, how did you do it? They never told me the way they got their scholarship. And they know nothing of there. Their own plan is Key Friday or Lossy Club. You understand? But we, the Southerners, you see us struggling to make ends meet. And these guys are living lavishly life in China. Not just in China, every part of the world, Baba.
Baba,
when you
even
keep telling
at that, I believe, you remember there was a time we were having a chat on Maiyegun's diary Politico, and I said, there are children that they spend Nigeria money on abroad. Even the people they send on scholarship. They are, if they put the names together from 1960 to this date, I bet you they will see millions of names there, Abi. What was their contribution to Nigeria when they got back to Nigeria from those education?
Nothing, Baba, nothing. You remember when they asked one of the ministers in the North, say, what land does he have? He was telling us about Kilishi machine. Kilishi machine. As old as Mama was, he was saying they are trying to bring a machine that will be able to produce Kilishi.
They will begin to export Kilishi.
Yes, Kilishi of all things, Baba, my brother. The thing weak me. I just tire. You understand? Then when you keep telling those ones in the south that about what they happen, they will keep telling you why you no come Nigeria, can't talk them now. Don't mean they suffer directly. It's not affecting me directly. Indirectly, I say they affect me. You understand? So when I went there, he tell you guys, this is what I want, this one. Did you support him? No. So you want me now to leave my own comfort and come to Nigeria to come and do what now?
No,
if you cannot live, you cannot hear
what they are living. It is like you go there, you go and show them and say, you should not be where sleeping in the dark. You should not be going and then to trek kilometers to go and fetch water. These are lives that conveniences that should have been there. You should go there and remind them.
Exactly.
I want you to come and tell them that no, this is life.
You hear some people telling you that swagger, did this one for that one. He did this one for that one. I was like, are you guys daft? Is Tinubu want to take some sort of people and do that, or make the whole place a government for everybody, so everybody can benefit? Is it supposed to select people? People okay? You understand? They are not. I don't know. I don't know if because Buhari is the head that is so dull that everybody now is like dull too. You get it? Because they said if the head is corrupt, what would the bottom be? They want to be corrupt. So I believe the Buhari mentality, the Buhari is affecting everybody.
A lot.
You understand? Because they don't think again. They now see impunity as part of living, part of life. You know, you say people,
Lucky. We are talking about people. We are talking about people who glorifies poverty. They glorify poverty. They feel like God loves them because they are poor. Do you know that?
Exactly.
Like, if you are rich and you are, all these things, all of you are enjoying, they will not take you to heaven, because they are poor enough to say God loves them because they are poor.
Baba,
I've never seen anything.
Yeah, I have pay list in Nigeria. Me when they collect paycheck for you, I think people they pay for Nigeria.
Yeah.
You understand? At the point I don't pay, look account. $20 remain. I get 2 car. I ask my wife who go come buy for it. Now you and me. Ever see that? I say no. I know they displease myself to please anybody again. Because they don't want it. They don't think the way you are thinking over here. They don't think it. They don't think that way. You understand? It's so bad.
Thank you so much, Lucky.
Baba, we can allow you to do the show. They go. The thing is plenty.
No, just plenty now. If we are talking about Nigeria, the disappointment is endless. But we say all these things here to see if they can know that we feel their pulse. We feel what they feel.
Exactly.
And if they can at least change how they approach things, maybe the way things approaches them will change as well. Of course, it will change if they change how they approach it. But God bless you, Lucky.
Baba, now with the make things happen here, if you don't see Chidi, worship media, you don't see me. Understand? Now we they make and they happen for here. Now we they represent for here. Anytime, any day.
Just hold Baba. So that when I come Ontario or I come Canada at all, I will get to know that I will still be at home.
Yeah, we don't hear the name Lucky. Now I realize only me want to be Lucky for Canada. Like they joke about the name Lucky is so unique.
Trust me,
Baba.
this particular one is a lucky one. So I know. Yeah. Thank you, Baba. Let me take another call.
Yeah, Baba.
Nice
Baba, lie down, Baba. One love, Baba.
One
Thank
love.
you, Baba.
Cheers, man. I have another caller. Hello there, sir.
Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my dear brother? Merry Christmas.
Very well. How are you, sir?
In Naria.
Compliments.
Yes. Thank you. I feel so happy to have the opportunity to just have a chat with my people tonight.
It's amazing.
That certain what the most vital information that people like you, Maiyegun, and people like Koiki and some others are doing today is like filling the gap of what we as Nigerians have been so deprived, so disenfranchised to understand that even we today must understand that the country Japan, the country South Korea must have certain agreement with the West that they will be taking some royalties. Those royalties, they will continue to enjoy it till the kingdom come. And we cannot even in Africa stop the royalties that created the states that we are in today. What the Europeans will never get involved in Africa is teach us how to fight, to develop, to have a system to develop our own people. However, the problem we're having today is based on the failures of the ineptitude of our military leaders, who we call heroes today. They were trained to protect the integrity of the territory from enemies. They never had the wherewithal, mentally, intelligently, intellectually, to develop a movement to actually help create a system that will develop our own people, which is well protected in Japan, South Korea, and all those places. So, with the problem we're having today, that people like you are trying to fill the gap of what those Awolowo, the Ajashian, who and Ganesa, what they were trying to say, directly or indirectly, is the fact that people like IPOB, whether it's Sunday Igboho or Nnamdi Kanu, they have used their brief moments now to try to educate and awaken people to understand that, wait, we have lost all those military years which has created and exposed the ineptitude and the lack of and the misuse of the intellect of what our traditional institutions stood for. Exactly. So people like whatever people like Obasanjo will be saying, they might mean well, but irrespective, they never have that intellectual ability
like a missed opportunity for them to decide.
Exactly, they cannot
be anymore because they've missed it.
Exactly,
it's like a lost years of no movement,
because
no real
exactly. So even what Awolowo achieved during that time, he didn't achieve it on his own. I hope you can still hear me.
I'm with you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Because all we are all fighting for now, the West has come and say, wait, this is our royalty in creating your country. The problem these military guys have used without any intellectual capacity is to create a subordinate of what they were. That relationship between the West and us has created and think they can achieve. That's why we have 36 states with only about 5 or 6 of them that is actually viable.
You're right.
And we still have people who created being respected to be talking about the future of those who have been failed by that same system, to respect them. The youth of today, I don't understand. With people talking about 2023.
You are right, sir. That is why you said that the confusion is there, and people like us filling in the gap. We might be doing a great job.
Exactly.
We even have no idea of yet.
Exactly. People talking about 2023. They are missing the point completely. And to me, I will continue to support the way you guys are.
Thank you, sir.
Preaching what you are preaching. When you listen to many commentators there, they know exactly what the issue is. How can you be fighting for the development of your own people and it becomes a treason?
It doesn't make sense.
I don't understand. Exactly. I mean, it's coming a treasonable offense. I cannot. Even in this country, if you do that in UK.
I mean, come on. I live in Scotland. We were never accused of treasonable felony. We said a lot of things. We did campaigns. We're never haunted. We're never targeted or profiled for standing for the independence of Scotland. So it's a crazy show.
And you see people. That's why we have many resources lying fallow. Just people like all the presidents of before and today looking for their cronies to take charge of those resources for their own friends to be taken away, not for the development of the people.
At all. Thank you so much,
sir. It's time for Nigerians to wake up.
Thank you,
to
sir.
wake up and say, it's time we look for anyhow to develop our own people. All the system we have do not work. They do not represent the development of our own people. And that's why we are failing.
I know. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
it's been a
thank
pleasure
you very much
hearing from you again, by the way. You know, it's always so scarce.
It's a pleasure.
Talking again. So you have a good one, sir. I'll take another call.
And you too.
So I have another caller. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, my general.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Danny,
my brother.
Radical from Atlanta, Georgia.
Say that again.
Radical from Atlanta, Georgia.
Radical brother. You want to be called Radical, right?
Radical brother.
Radical brother from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes,
I love that. You are live, sir. Please.
How you doing?
Very well. I'm trying to survive. Yourself?
I know. I'm doing okay. I can't complain.
Thanks, man. God bless you. So, compliment of the season, by the way, my brother.
You too, Maiyegun. You're doing wonderful. Just remind me of my Aluta days in Nigeria when I was in college. I just keep wishing I could wind down by the hand of clock. But it's okay.
It's okay.
We start where we stopped. I sent you a message on your personal chat. It's a long one. It's called by one barrister, Emeka Umabalasi. So he was commenting.
You're just going to give me the highlight of it for the sake of this chat then. Are you?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay then.
You know, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, the army came up with a press conference that they have arrested one notorious ESN IPOB leader in Enugu.
In Enugu, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that news.
I saw it.
Yes. Oh. Now, this barrister, Emeka Umabalasi, has all this human rights legal group that is leading.
Right.
So they went in there to investigate, and they found out that this was the army in a Gestapo style invading a community on the eve of Christmas. When people who wait for Christmas night service are coming home, the army pounced on the village. They even killed a 13-year-old boy that they broke into his parents' house that the child was running, and they shot him at point blank. They killed a palm wine tapper that they saw on a palm tree. They shot at him on a palm tree. The man is injured, fatally injured. He's in the hospital according to the report. They saw another palm wine tapper walking home with his keg of palm wine. They seized it from him. And eventually, they saw a young man, they called him Namdi, about 42 years. They say he's the leader they have been looking for.
That's the guy they picked, right?
Yes. And they picked him up and dropped a gun beside him and saying he had an AK-47. And I keep asking myself, it might take a little longer, but the true story will always come out. Sure. And the victims always knows the true story. That's right. It's just like enslaving somebody and telling them, oh, I brought you Christianity, or we're going to Middle East to teach them Christianity, and you're invading them. The people know, the locals, the natives know that you're not teaching them any Christianity. And moreover, if you think you're teaching them Christianity, they don't ask you to come and teach them.
They ask you to come.
It's just like what America did in Afghanistan. After 20 years, what has still found its level? Okay? So, right. Those who are shouting one Nigeria, the politicians, the governors, the elite that is enjoying Nigeria and shouting one Nigeria, how do they think that these victims will eventually come to accept this one Nigeria? If this one Nigeria means death to them, how are they not thinking that someday this people will rise up to say enough? Are they not thinking that
at all? Because you know,
I mean, it beats my imagination. How you are telling me I love you? It's only a witch that will tell you I love you and is sucking your blood. That's why somebody told me that the love of a witch is death.
You know where I go from this, radical brother. Yeah, you know what I picked up from this is this. We know the trauma of the existence of the Nigerian military and security forces in eastern Nigeria. Most of the time, some people feels like it's been exaggerated, right? Some people feel like
these are real.
Some feel like it's not really happening. Some others believe that all of those stories about crime, criminals, this unknown government and that, then justify the amount of injustice, brutalization, and even killings of Igbo people in eastern Nigeria today. So all of this so complex, out of this whole thing, like you said, the victims knows. There are victims.
The victim knows the reality.
Families who are victims. No matter what everyone believes, no matter what everyone says, whatever you want to believe,
the victims know the truth.
They are victims. And they know. I don't think they're going to go away. And it's going to just go away like that. No.
It won't go away.
It doesn't go away. I'm with you.
Especially in this age where people can document, do videos, they have the bodies. It's not like a civil war when people are in the bush. People are in their communities. So they see and they know what's going on.
That's right.
So, and I asked my question, I asked my friends in other forum that I am, I say, where are the bishops? Where are the political leaders? Why are they not talking? Do they think the people have amnesia when they will come out tomorrow to say, let's forgive and forget, let's move on? If you have killed my own brother, bro, I'm not going to move on.
No way.
I don't care. I will not move on
from that. I mean, tell me.
I will not move on. I do not leave vengeance for God. I try if I can to avenge. I do not leave vengeance for God. God did not kill the person. Right. So why would I leave vengeance for God? So these people, sometimes I get so angry and I say, why are Nigerians not sufficiently angry enough as those of us outside? We have a better life. I have a living. I have a job. I have other things. But anytime I open my phone and look at things happening in Nigeria, I get enraged. Why are Nigerians not sufficiently angry? Because if we have Nigerians sufficiently angry, this things will end in one day.
Some said it's because they have no access to the real information. Those of them who use the internet, they spend their time on frivolities, things that add no value to their existence.
To them,
you know what I mean? So
that is true. That is true.
That is true. Some said that's the reason why Nigerians are not really reacting in a way, because they have no idea what is really going on.
And the government has emasculated the mass media. I went home 4 years ago. You couldn't believe it. You know, like when I was in Nigeria many years ago, if you go to a barber salon, people will wipe down a clipper with Panazone, right? Before they barb another person. I went home 4 years ago. They were using lighter to burn clippers. And I asked them, who told you that? I asked them, who told you that heat ordinary heat from a lighter will kill a HIV or whatever that the clipper can transmit. And I asked them, how much is parazone? How much is jig? Lo and behold, there was no parazone anywhere in the market again.
No,
I had to step out because the clipper I came home with cannot work in Nigeria. Is a 110 volt from America.
Right.
So I went into the market. I bought a jig, and I say, hey, clean the clipper.
Caution. They say prevention is better than cure.
And keep the rest. And keep the rest for others. From the many weeks I stayed, I didn't hear one single jingle against HIV or public health jingle. Nothing. The radios are talking trash. They are talking nonsense. No communication going on. Nothing. I told the people, I say, you guys are 20 years backward from what I left. Everywhere has been swallowed. Places that were GRA before I left are now bacha. Get to everywhere. And people think they are making progress. And when I'm talking, they look at me like, you are mad. Where are you from?
So it seems that this thing is general, right? It's like some of us will go from abroad, right? Sometimes when we begin to talk, sometimes you yourself will begin to ask, maybe I am the mad one then. Maybe I am actually the one that is mad. Because it's like everybody here, they are normal. They are doing all these abnormal things and it looks normal to them. Am I the only mad one? It looks normal.
Exactly. That was my experience. I was like, I look at myself. People where they think I'm mad, I'm wearing good clothes. Some of them naked. And you're thinking I'm the one that is mad. I'm like, Holy Ghost.
So who is
if somebody doesn't know he is in trouble, how then do you begin to save him? How do you then begin to save him?
Radical brother, thank you so much for this experience that you share with us tonight. Like people say on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, somebody told me personally and he said, do you know you have these special callers? People who actually take their time to speak on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, and this part is his own most interesting part, where you don't know who is going to be on the phone, but you can be rest assured you are never going to be bored. Thank you so much, Radical brother. Let me speak to another
Keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. It's a pleasure there. So I'm going to take another call. This time around, I have hello.
Hello, Maiyegun Diary.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon. Very well. I'm calling from the US.
From the US. Do you mind giving us your name, or you want to, pass it?
My name is Niyi.
Niyi. God bless you. So Niyi from the US. You are live, sir. Please.
I've been watching your program for quite a while, but this is the first time I have the opportunity of calling. However,
thank you.
You see, as a people, we have been decimated educationally. You need to be self-aware first. That something is all right before you can start demanding for it.
That is right.
Some of us who are professionals, when we started our careers in Nigeria,
that's right,
we just focused on education, professional examination, and all that. We paid little attention to politics. But I lost my own sanity when I started paying attention to Nigeria politics. All right.
I'm with you, sir.
When you read Nigeria history, okay, and you now pay attention to Nigeria politics in the contemporary, world, okay, you lose your sanity. Place them side by side. You lose your sanity. And if you are somebody who doesn't take nonsense from anybody, you will revolt. And which means you realize that your condition has gotten to a situation that will require you to act. But these politicians, they understand the game. You see Nigeria as a company, and they only understand one language. That language is a permanent interest.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter which side of the divide you come from. And, I had the privilege. Yes. You see, I had the privilege of working with the Hausas, with the Igbos, in my professional career, I'm a Yoruba person.
Lovely.
All right. And those of them, I mean, especially the Northerners that I had worked with, these guys are normal people. They don't have any political interest.
No.
They are very fair. In fact, in my career in Nigeria as a banker, the only person that I ever knew put his foot forward for me and fought for my promotion. Okay. It's a full animal.
Somebody who stood up for you. Wow.
Stood up for me. It's a full animal. Wow. In fact, he said, "Me, you will be promoted," and he ensured it happened. He fought against the Yorubas, okay, who are even deeper lifer and redeemer. It's a chronic Muslim full animal from the north. All right.
I'm with you.
So, when you are self-aware and you don't have any political interest, all right, you act like a normal person.
You will be normal.
But Nigerians, yes. But Nigerians, on the other side, who have been disenfranchised politically, they are not self-aware.
No.
They don't understand what some of us are talking about. All right. And that's where the conspiracy actually comes from. If you don't know what you have, right to, you won't fight for it.
Exactly, yeah. Like if you don't understand the situation, you can never know how to react to it.
You can't.
You can't. I agree.
Okay. And for those who are self-aware, these guys are tools in the hands of the politicians.
Sir, it's somehow you and me, you and myself, right? We have some sort of a synchronization going on here, right? Those who are aware, some of them turn to the willing tool in the hand of the politician instead of challenging. Go on.
And they cannot challenge the status quo.
They can't.
Because they know what that means. They know the truth. Okay? But as long as that personal interest is there, they will not speak up.
They won't.
For the people who are downtrodden. And for the people who are downtrodden, they are the majority. They don't have the voice. They don't have the means. They won't say they want to revolt. Okay?
They don't sometimes they don't even know how. You get what I mean? Even when they want to revolt, they don't know how.
They don't know how. But one thing I believe that soon and very soon, it never matter how they revolt. They will revolt. I saw the nakedness and how vulnerable the middle class people are during the last ESAP in 2020. These guys that we called area boys, after they have get the police station, under the police station, weaken their defense, they now started going to one state or the other.
That's right.
And you cannot resist them.
Not predict what is going to hand us.
I remember these guys had the God to be going from one supermarket to another, looting them.
They had it.
A supermarket in front of my head.
The saddest thing is this. The saddest thing is this. Yes. Those who are protesting, right? Those who have the chance of protesting, right? Those ones are there protesting. Yes. These are the remnant of the society.
I'm not talking about those who are protesting. No. I'm talking about the ones you called remnants or thereabouts.
The real people who are the victims of the rotten system.
Exactly.
Right. Go on.
These guys they entered that a big supermarket. Even the mopo guarding our ethics could not shoot at them.
They do
because she tried. they will enter the estate. All of us could not sleep. You understand? That's when I realized how naked, how exposed we are.
How vulnerable you can be.
How vulnerable can be. If this guy decides to take down the system, it doesn't cost them 1 week.
It will collapse.
And I think what we can also do in Nigeria is that we can adopt what our brothers in the East adopted. Sit at home. Civil disobedience. I'm not fighting anybody. If you decide to sit at home for 1 week and make certain demands that will even affect the international community, nobody flies out. Everybody is in a situation. You know, we'll make reasonable demands. Release Sunday Igbo, release Nnamdi Kanu. This incompetent president will resign. You know, change the constitution. Let's be articulate in our demand. Sit at home.
Be articulate on what we want and go for it until you have it. I'm with you, sir. Go on.
Exactly. You know, if we are able to achieve that 1 week straight, we can plan for it. 1 week. They think it's a joke. You know, but some people get used to it.
Interesting. I can feel it.
It's even too far. It's too far. It's too far. Because we cannot build, we cannot cross the same bridge and still be beaten by the same crocodile of a so-called constitution every 4 years. And some people are just taking us for a ride. Brian is not more intelligent than I am.
No.
He's not more educated than I am.
No.
Some of my friends think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. You know, I don't really care because the truth is, if you say it, we will die. If you don't say it, we will see that at the end of the day.
I know. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a very, very good tour. You just took us now on this particular call. Some of us have picked the message, and trust me, they don't go to waste. It's just that we haven't made up the number yet, and we will make up that number, sir. Thank you so much, Nei. Let me take my last call, and then we can call it a night. Our time is almost up, and then yeah, it's been a wonderful night, by the way. The conversation has been hovering around what can be done, people's reactions, and the rest of that. But most importantly, we need ourselves. It's so important. It is so important that we all continue to echo that. The reason is because we don't have anything but ourselves. We can't tear ourselves apart. We can't tear ourselves down. We can't glorify breaking the same house that many people have been killed for. So this unity, preaching, all of that, drop your ego, drop your own whatever things that makes you feel so, kind of insulted or offended in a way. What that simply means is that say words that gives people courage to say, yeah, we can still do this. Say words, say things that encourage people to come together. Because if the purpose is for freedom, liberation of ourselves, as people say, then that should be an unconditional kind of relationship, not the one that will be like, I can't touch you, the long pole. I'll take my last call now, and I'll call it a night after that. So, hello.
Maiyegun the General.
Yes, sir.
The
How are you?
Fine, and you. Greetings all the way from Spain to you. Magic Faith is calling.
God bless you, my brother. So, how is everyone over there, by the way, because it's all the season now.
We are fine. We are doing fine.
Amazing. Now you're going to be my last caller. Well, I'm here. I'm still here.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You'll be my last caller, and then please make it count, okay? After you, it will be you. So go on, please.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, you remember the last time I called, and I told you those that went to Benin Republic, they did not go there for the Benin Republic government to release Sunday Igboho. I told you that word.
You did say that. Mm-hmm.
They went there for their personal reason, for Nigeria to remain one, for them to continue to make Nigerians. Secondly, this second person that spoke before this, your last call, I agreed with them. Let me tell you, when the guy was saying Where are the pastors? Where these same pastors we have in Nigeria, they forgot that Martin Luther King was a reverend father. They forgot that this man was among those that fought for the emancipation of the black people in America. These reverend fathers and these so-called pastors we have in Nigeria, they are part of the system. They are benefiting from the system. How would they tell their members? Those of us living in foreign lands, have you ever seen where you pray for you to have light?
No.
Or you pray for the government to come and tide roads? Have you ever seen?
No.
For you to pray for the government to come and build good hospitals? Have you seen? No. Because they are part of the system in Nigeria. That is why they want Nigeria to remain that way. For them to continue to get what they are getting from this bad system called Nigeria. Just like you said yesterday, it is the revolution of the mind, like we talked about yesterday.
That's right.
Before the people will queue and know what they want to fight for. And secondly, I will not forget to tell you,
Please.
I want to thank you very much, Maiyegun. God bless you. I remember when you spoke in one of your programs, you said, we should not rejoice over the issue of unknown gunmen.
I did say that.
We should not rejoice. If you go on net, I listened to Rochas when he was talking about the people unknown gunmen. That's what Uzodinma is part of it. There is one police officer they made mention of called Shaba.
I know. I was screaming about it, and I bet sometimes I just felt like, would these people think, what is wrong with this Maiyegun? It's kind of Maiyegun.
Maiyegun, God will bless you. God will bless you.
For months.
The unknown government is the handwork of this bad system for them to rope IPOB into the issue of unknown government.
Absolutely.
Just like the way you said. IPOB had no hand in unknown government. Nnamdi Kanu have no hand in unknown government. It is manufacture of this same government to rope them.
And it's so sad. They are killing Igbos to prove that.
They are killing Igbos to prove that.
They are killing innocent people. And I've been screaming that. They are killing innocent people. They say, Maiyegun, shut up. They are unknown government. This I said, don't celebrate them. You have no idea about them. You don't know them. They just came from nowhere. They started doing all of this. And you said, they are not. These are criminals sponsored by the politicians. Read the line. Read the timeline.
You are right. Yes. Like what you said, before Hope Uzodinma came to power, there was nothing like unknown gunmen. You said it.
No.
There was nothing like that. I remember Rocha said there is this 150 dead bodies in the mortuary that one reverend father is crying over. That these unknown gunmen led by this Shaba killed. They are just killing young Igbo men, tagging them as IPOB members. Exactly. They are not.
They hunt them down, they kill them. The ones they can't kill, they give them to the police. Police will display them. They will say, we capture this unknown gun IPOB member. And you know one thing is this, it is not even everybody in Eastern Nigeria is a member of IPOB. Yes, there might be people who actually they go along with Biafra struggle, but they are not IPOB. But they will just pick people on the street like this. They will do all those police raiding, right? Shoot those they will shoot. Take pictures of those, they will take their pictures. After all those things, innocent people, they just deport them to Niger State, send them to Suleja, send them to Nasarawa prison, send them to here, forget them there. How can they be that cruel? Well, many people don't know the cruelty of this crime, and I can't stop shouting about it, even if I continue to sound like a madman to them.
No. God will bless you, Maiyegun. God will just bless you. God will give you more wisdom. It is wisdom.
Amen.
And whenever I go back to your old video, those who could not listen to your video, they should always go back to your old video and play it. That is where I'm getting most of my information. I normally go back and play it and just look at the straight line. Maiyegun said this, and this one is coming out.
It's not hard.
It is the handwork of this bad government.
It's them.
So God bless you, my brother. We will get there and we will fight and bring down this system.
God bless
you. God bless you.
We will get there. You know,
prosperous New Year ahead.
The truth doesn't need any patching.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is this. You know, when you are saying the truth, right? When you are saying the truth, you don't need to remember anything. That's one thing my grandfather taught me. He said, because I'm always somebody who wants to lie his way out of a beating. Old man I was so afraid of so much, yeah? And when he calls me, did you do this and that? Then I will begin to look for, you know, lies to deviate.
Excuses, yes.
And you know what he told me? He said, telling many lies will not save you. And when you say the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Since that time, I realized that I can speak my mind the same way I spoke it 7 years ago. It's the same way you will check me reading or talking again today. Yeah. Because I don't have to remember what I said 7 years ago if it was true. You just mentioned part of them now. So thank you for your
God
for your sincerity.
You, my brother.
I appreciate you. Take
God
care.
Bless you. Yeah, me too. All the best. Wisdom more to you. More wisdom.
Compliment of the season.
Yeah, good night.
To the madam.
Wish you the same, my big brother, the general, the temple of truth.
Love, So thank you so much to every one of you who took time to join me tonight. I'm gonna see tomorrow, right? I'm gonna do a full broadcast on this issue of unknown gunmen, the discovery that Okorocha just said something about. I'm going to do it again as a refresher because many of us, Stockholm syndrome, where they affect the rest of Nigeria, they affect many of us too. If you don't keep reminding people the atrocities of these people, if you don't keep, because that's what they do. They use their propaganda to repeat lies again and again and again and again until they themselves begin to believe the truth. But your job is to be smart enough to always have the fact with you. And if we have to repeat that again and again and again, that you continue to know this, if that's what I'm going to do, I will do it. In fact, that's what I do anyway. I do that all the time to make sure that people get to know when your government and the politicians are cooking up things to set you up. They don't care about lives. They don't care about anyone. They can sacrifice as many lives as they want. So they decided to make Imo State, the Igbo land, secure, to bring this insecurity to the Igbo land, because it will be easier when people are panicking, when people are scared. You can easily do whatever you want to do, including building a Ruga. And then for people of Izombe, where Oples Uzodinjo could not hold any longer after collecting the $150 million that Buhari's government gave to him to start a Ruga in Imo State, right? As he could no longer hold on, he accused the people of Izombe of being IPOB supporters, sent the soldier after them, simply because the people of Izombe came out and they protested that they will not give their land to anything for Ruga. Yeah? The following 2 weeks after that, the soldiers were in Izombe. They were shooting, bombing, arresting innocent people. They displayed them as IPOB sympathizers, IPOB stronghold. But the purpose of all those attacks is no other than taking their land for Ruga. So all these things, when you pay attention to them very well, and then you look at the IPOB and the Biafran struggle, you will realize that they are at opposite contrasts. They can't be in any way related, especially the insecurity that is developing in Eastern Nigeria. Look around you. I'll say more on that some other time. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time, for joining me tonight. If you are watching me on YouTube, like that video as usual, okay? Share it with your contact and wherever you tell them to watch Maiyegun Diary Politico, and subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico if you haven't. And I'm going to see you some other time. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Please stay safe. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àníyàn súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.